Just a year?
Just a year.
I thought it was a little longer than that.
Year.
I thought it was a little longer than that.
You're going.
You spit on a spaceship the size of a dorm room for a year and never leave it.
Someone will do it.
Yeah.
People have done dumber things. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Simple Minded Podcast, where ignorance knows absolutely no bounds. This is the first one on the official Simple Minded Pod channel. So if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, go tell your friends that we are now off of Elliot Delp channel because of all the hate comments, and we're now streaming on our own deal. So
peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Works
Well,
like a
I mean,
charm.
it didn't really fit the vibe of the channel.
No, it didn't.
No,
You're right.
not at all.
It was just peer pressure.
We're also
you are
on Apple
correct.
and Spotify and Google and Anchor and everywhere else too. So
Yeah.
if you're an
Everywhere
ears
you
listener,
find your podcasting needs.
Yep. Go search us on there. You can subscribe to the channel and listen.
Yep. And then before we get into it, I would like to give a big shout out to Kerr Ammo. They are a sponsor of the channel, and they feed the bullets. So big shout out to Kerr. Code DELP10 saves you $10 on the first order. And without further ado, guys, I say we dive right on into the first topic. Marlon,
Right.
full sends
so
only.
You might have seen in the news recently that Elon Musk spent literally millions of dollars to buy.
B.
Is it with a B?
Yeah.
Like 3.
Like 2.8
think
or 2.9.
Well, with a B of shares of Twitter. And I think it was a thing with millions of shares of Twitter, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
He put himself to
Just under,
99.
what, 10% of Twitter?
Just
Just
under.
under 10%, which is more, I think it's like, he's the highest. And like
More than
largest-
Jack
Largest
Dorsey.
shareholder.
Yeah, and there's like a hedge fund, I think, with like 4%. Then the CEO.
Probably
the,
BlackRock.
or the ex-CEO. Or the ex-CEO with 2%. He's not CEO anymore.
Oh, I thought Jack Dorsey had like 9.
No, he's 2. He's 2%.
Oh, so Elon's just.
Or maybe Elon has 2% more, but I'm pretty sure he only has 2%.
Crazy.
Because like Jack Dorsey does not care about Twitter anymore. Like
He
He
cares.
really does-
He cares about censoring Twitter.
I don't think he even does that anymore.
No, it's
What I
pretty
hear
public
about
that
it.
he feels that way.
Well, he's not doing anything in Twitter. He's not like overlooking it. Maybe he probably does feel that
He
way.
probably has influence.
And he probably says, "Hey, can we censor more?" Like email, and that's probably it.
Hmm.
From what I hear, like he's kind of done with it. I mean, what else does he really can do? I mean, the platform has been made.
You think it's dying?
At that point, he's just like it'd be managing it. I don't think he wants to manage anything. Oh, it's cats are fighting. Yeah, I don't like. From what I hear, he's like doing other projects I can't tell you because I don't know.
Mm.
But from what I hear, he's just meh.
Well, do you think it's right that Elon can do that?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, of course it's- I mean-
that happens all the time. Elon's no different. But everyone's like, "Oh, Elon's here. We're gonna have free speech now." Nah. Like I think it's stupid to trust everything in a billionaire. Like, a billionaire bought all that. He'll give us free speech. Nah, I don't.
Oh,
think
no.
that.
Which I got in this topic the other day with someone about the whole like free speech thing. Like free speech, like your right to say whatever you want has nothing to do with me. Like you can I butchered that, but your First Amendment right only applies to the United States government. Does not apply to me and doesn't apply to you.
True.
On a personal
Right.
level.
Yeah.
So like a private company, i.e. Twitter, doesn't necessarily have to abide by the First Amendment because the First Amendment only protects your right to say whatever you want against the U.S. government.
But I would challenge that by saying Twitter's become such a commonplace.
Oh, yeah.
That it's like Facebook or Instagram.
There's less
It's
people
become
that
the-
use Twitter
like
than
the town hall.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
town hall. And I watched Joe Rogan and
Yeah, which
Elon
I agree with that. I was just,
because like it's so big to the point, and we've talked about this on the podcast before on a smaller note, that it's so big that at what point does something like that become,
Yeah, but that's also a slippery slope. It's
ruled by the
people,
First
like the
Amendment.
government be like, all right, well, the government rules now apply to Twitter. If they can do that for one company, they can do it for like all companies. And like, then it gets to the point where like a Christian company can't be a Christian company because that's what
separation church and state.
separation church and state. But since the government took over Twitter or applied its rules to Twitter, that means the government can apply rules to any company they want.
Well, it wouldn't really be the government saying, "Hey, you have to abide by the Constitution and Bill of Rights." It'd be the shareholders of that company would say, "Okay, now we're going to align ourselves with this.
Yeah, but that they would only do that.
Then you got to force them to say that, but they're not going to say that.
No,
You force them, and then it's the same.
No.
They're only going to do that if it's going to make them money. And doesn't make the money, they're not going to do it. And like the thing with like Elon is like, there was this guy on Twitter that was tracking Elon's private jet
That was
movements.
funny.
Well, like
Elon only offered him $5,000.
yeah, well, it's nothing but like Elon wanted him banned. Twitter's like, well, he's not doing anything against TOS, so no. So now it comes to the point where like, wait, well, now I guess technically Elon can ban whoever he wants, and
Yeah, but
like,
they were doing that before.
yeah, but now instead of the company, it's just Elon. You know,
No, it would still be the
really.
company. There's still
It would still be a
there's
come to
still
a
a
consensus.
81 or 91% of the company left.
and they would all have to go against Elon. Like all 91% of people would be like, no, we're all together on this.
Which
Screw
I'm
you,
not
Elon.
sure how
I
all that
guess technically
works.
9% or 10% of the company.
Probably
I
has
have
to do
say.
with the board. He was
Yeah,
elected to the board.
yeah, because being largest shareholder, he's
And now
on
he- yeah.
on the board.
Sorry.
So I'm not sure like how all that works and who makes the decisions of who gets banned, who gets censored, who gets not. Like,
I mean, he's
Well,
big.
if his
that-
name
that-
if his name's Donald Trump, it's just done.
I don't think they're gonna ban him.
No,
Yeah,
but that's such like a
It's
little
Trump.
thing. That's not
That'd
something
be-
they're looking at.
I,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's completely
That's-
irrelevant. Like banning somebody because they tweeted like that's on a
Yeah, but,
level
like, that's-
way under him.
No, you're 100% right. But it's just the fact that it could happen. That everyone's saying like, oh, Elon's gonna save Twitter and we're on free speech again in Twitter. It's
I
like,
don't know, but Elon's been a pretty big proponent.
yeah,
of
he's
it,
been
though.
very outspoken
It's
about
not like
and critical of
it's
Twitter.
not like this one thing.
it's called
that-
public perception, and he wants a lot of it. And that's
Well-
the best thing Elon has. The better public perception Elon has, the better his stocks are doing.
He's got a good
People-
that's a
Well,
point.
but
He
Trust
doesn't
Elon.
care
that's how
about
it-
that.
Yeah,
Elon definitely cares about how his
He
stocks
doesn't
do.
care about
He's
how
a
his-
billionaire.
No, he doesn't care. I don't think he cares at all about his stocks.
Mm.
Like, what was
So
it?
what does he care about?
4 years ago on April Fool's, he tweeted that something happened at Tesla and they were filing for bankruptcy, and or he tweeted something along those lines.
this year
And
they
they
said the
went down,
Cybertruck
like-
wasn't coming out. So
They went down
Well,
like 15 or 20%.
Well, he has to say that.
And I've also seen him say that like he's never bought shares of Tesla, or he doesn't own any of his own stuff. He might own the stuff that was given to him or that he has as an owner, but he's never like bought more.
So he created the company, sold all of his stocks.
No, he
and-
I would
created
assume
a
he
co- he-
has the stocks. But he didn't
created
buy
the company,
extra.
went public, divvied out his own stock, and then just never bought more. That's probably what happened.
That's.
But like he
I
does,
mean, I bet he hasn't bought more of his own stock.
But that's like a commonplace thing to do is to buy back stocks.
yeah,
Like if you have companies in the green, they usually buy back stock to own more of their own company.
like,
Makes
obviously he cares about his company, but I don't think he cares about it to the extent people think he. It's going to do good, and if he can troll or do XYZ and lose 30% of his company, I'm sure he's confident it'll grow back, or he's like, whatever, I'm going to take my other $200 billion and go to Mars with it.
I
mean,
I still
he's-
think Elon's main goal is public perception.
I mean, it
feel
might
like-
be. He's a billionaire celebrity.
Yeah.
I think it's science. I think that's his long-term play. I think he's more of a nerd than he is anything else. Deep down, and maybe it's public perception of him being the first one on Mars. Maybe it's something like that. But I don't think it's.
I don't think he'll ever
he's
see
a
it, though.
businessman.
You don't think so?
Oh no,
No.
I don't think you'll ever see it happen. Not in his lifetime.
I don't think so either. I think the one after him maybe, but this one no, we don't care
Like
enough about
going
it.
to Mars or
Person on Mars?
yeah,
Person
I don't
on
think-
Mars is happening.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but I
it's
don't
gonna
think
happen.
not in Elon's lifetime.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
with you.
I think it will.
Yeah.
100% will.
How long?
We should make a we should make a
It only takes
$5
like a
bet.
year or so.
just a year.
Just a year.
I thought it was a little
Just
longer
a
than that.
year.
I thought it was a
Well,
little
I
longer
mean,
than that.
you're going. To
You
a-
spit on a spaceship the size of a dorm room for a year, and never
Someone
leave
will
it.
do it.
Yeah.
People have done dumber things.
Yeah, but
That's very
it's
true.
it's so much.
Mr. Beast said
And
Logan
how many
Paul
people will have
100,000
to
times.
die? And how many people will have to die before they get it right?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
Like it doesn't matter.
Well, if you ask the Soviets, it's several hundred. Yeah, it's like
Well,
it's like,
Yeah.
No,
it's like
that's
it's like
that's
Yuri,
the
what's
point.
his
That's
name?
the point. Like some people value progression so much that they would die for it. And I bet Elon could find 1,000 people in a
Willing to do it.
moment to do it right now.
Yeah, but people who are qualified,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
100%.
like you know, the qualification is to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And you know how you put
You
in
have to have 20/20
you
vision.
you're telling me somebody would put in all that work and not be gung ho about going to Mars?
Going to Mars, not about dying.
Not being the first guinea pig.
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot of people say,
but
you ask aerospace engineers, they'll be like, "You want to go to Mars?" Oh yeah, bro. You want to be the first person to go to Mars? I mean,
To attempt to go to Mars?
kind of.
So you got to think about it this way: somebody's got to be the first, and somebody has to take the risk to be the first. You'll find somebody to do that.
Just think
Yeah,
about it even.
but there's a lot of line that goes with that. You know, with the Apollo missions, like, oh yeah, this is fine. You're going, yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. We have went over this 1 billion times. We've done the math. You'll be okay. And they die with just sitting on the floor of the ground. I mean, like,
and that's worth it to them.
Yeah, and I guarantee you no one.
yeah, but they're not going in thinking, oh, I'm 100% failure. Nah.
But no one's going in saying, like, if they're sending somebody to Mars, they think they can do it. Like, I guarantee you, they think they can do it if they send them.
Yeah, but like even the Russians, like who arguably won the space race, we kind of moved the goalpost on that. It's my favorite fact about history. Like the Russians were like just destroying us in the space race, and like all of a sudden we just moved the goalpost to the moon. We're like, oh, we won.
By the end of the
We won.
decade.
We won. Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won. It's like, did we? I kind of.
I don't think we'll have a problem with it. I think we'll be on Mars in 20 years.
Yeah.
I've heard similar things
I think
20
so.
years ago.
I'll be curious.
I don't think so. No, you didn't. Shut up.
That's true. You
I
weren't
do.
alive.
Yes, that's a joke. But I do remember like, even like when I was like 7, sitting home watching Fox News with our grandparents. They're like, oh,
I didn't really think Mars was even like considerable until recently.
there's also the thing of like, why?
Yeah, I think that would be the deciding factor, like the flying cars argument that 30
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago or when we had elementary
I
school, there's like,
completely
there's going to be
disagree.
flying cars.
Yeah, according to the
We could
Jetsons, we should have had them by now.
100% We could 100% have them right now. It's just not practical. Like, there's no
No,
point
it's
in us
no way.
switching all of our technology to do
So
that.
we kind of already know what's on the surface of Mars. We've been like probing that place for literally 20 years. So it's like, only thing that would matter would be under the surface of Mars, and
See, I don't think that's going to stop us going there. I think it's going to stop us going there twice.
I like kind of like the moon.
Yeah, exactly like the moon. You get to the moon, then you're like, well, what the
I
hell
think we
am I
went more
supposed
than
to-
once to the moon, but
Yeah, but the moon was easier.
yeah, but like we would only want to go. We only went to the moon so we could get rocks and we could, like, I don't know, confirm some theories of gravity, which we did. You know, remember the whole thing where he drops 2 feathers?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I
Like-
remember that.
That was just like, all right, well, we kind of already knew it would work, but now we know it works. And like, we already have rock samples of Mars. I mean, we would go
How'd they get
there.
back?
I'm pretty sure we have rock samples of Mars, don't we?
The
I
rover-
I am.
I don't
I am
know.
80% sure.
I don't.
The same
recall
way. The same
did
way
rover
they got
ever come back.
The same way they go what?
I didn't know I was going to type in samples from Mars.
Wow.
Listening.
Collecting samples from
The
Mars.
rover does it.
Back-
2020.
Wow.
The rover did.
Is the rover back?
Yeah.
There's multiple rovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preserve. What's that word? Perseverance.
Good
collected
job,
its
buddy.
first rock core samples in 2021. Wow.
Oh yeah, Perseverance dropped. So is it Curiosity died? I think Curiosity was on the north side.
It's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's
Isn't
solar
that
powered.
crazy though? So like one of the things, and this is total topic shift. Like we've sent kind of total topic shift. We've sent satellites and stuff to like Jupiter and whatnot. That stuff is tech from like the 70s.
Well, we sent it past Jupiter, but yeah.
But
Yeah, like when was Voyager launched?
Oh.
I mean, the back is way up. When was Voyager launched? Look
was
that
that
up.
the 50s?
That was. I don't. It wasn't that. It wasn't. No, it
Or
wasn't the
the
50s.
60s?
The 50s, the Russians were still beating us. It was to like the 60s until we started to catch up.
77.
That's when Voyager was launched. 77?
Yeah, I mean that kind of
And
sounds
it's
right.
made
yeah.
it out of our solar system, hadn't it?
Oh yeah, it made it out of solar system a couple years ago.
Well, yeah, it went past Pluto, which is I guess
Isn't
what
that
people would say.
crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that something like that, and what's even crazier is it still isn't Voyager still transmitting?
Yeah, it will. Mm-hmm.
Until it hits something.
And destroys itself.
Grr.
I mean, but the thing is, like, so far away is like, hey, we'll see the next transmission in 2055. So
Really?
no, but it takes a while.
Last contact 2025, whatever that means.
That's when we get out of range.
That's some serious range.
I think it's radio.
Yeah, it's FM.
So
have you
What?
seen?
No, if it's
yeah, have
if
you,
it's radio, then we will get it. We will continue to get it. Just be sure.
Have you seen
if FM radio?
have you seen one of the original Star Trek movies where like about Voyager?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, you're missing out.
I always wanted to watch.
It's good.
I don't know about Star Trek.
Oh no, I always wanted.
It's not. Oh, so you get, when you watch Star Trek, growing up watching, I always watched Star Wars growing up.
Yep.
Right, yeah.
Then when you make the switch to watching Star Trek,
Nope.
you got to look at it as its own thing.
Yeah, I've heard good things of Star Trek, but it's always the same way you talk to the Star Wars person. It's like, well, we don't watch this movie, but this movie and this movie, those are good. And only watch the first 5 seasons of Next Generation. It's like,
No,
stuff
see,
like that.
growing up, like I watched like the original, like the William Shatner TV show as a
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
like the original Star Trek,
It
and then you
rocks.
had all the movies that came like later in their career, I guess you'd say. But those, like, I've gone back and started watching with my mom because she's a real big Star Trek person because that was like her generation's thing. So we've gone back and started watching them, and they're actually pretty good if you look at it as its own
property.
own universe. It's its own thing, and it's actually pretty good. And one of the movies, it has everything to do with Voyager.
That's kind of cool.
Because the alien civilization finds Voyager and tries to bring it back, and they keep mispronouncing the name and calling it V'ger instead of Voyager. So, like, when the Enterprise gets attacked by this alien civilization, these aliens keep telling them, bring us to V'ger, bring us to the Master, and they don't know it's Voyager.
Yeah.
Because also in all their scans, they're not scanning for AM FM because it's so advanced. Their technology is so advanced that they're not looking for AM FM radio.
It's like us looking for rocks when we're looking for guns. It's just like, oh, we're looking for arms and nukes. There's a rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I don't know if it's Voyager, but we sent one satellite out for the sole purpose of leaving the solar system. That had like our like DNA, our genetic, like our DNA and like basic math.
Yeah, that's Voyager.
Is
It has
that
a
Voyager?
has a gold record on it.
Yeah,
gold-plated
that's
record.
what I was thinking.
It has like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony and like bird sounds and animal sounds, all this kind of stuff on it.
There's like pictures on it too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. All right, so it is Voyager.
It's pretty neat.
cool. Pretty cool. And like,
and some rock's gonna come just obliterate the
Obliterate
hell out of it. Just smack.
probably not, statistically speaking. There's a lot of empty space, but it still could happen.
It's impressive it made it out of the solar system. And
Yeah.
it
It's so-
exited the
well,
solar system. Oh,
it's
the
impressive
known
it
solar-
still works. Leaving the solar
It's
system.
impressive the batteries aren't dead.
Well, it's
It's
solar.
solar.
So as long as it's close enough to a star, it's good.
It's good.
But so it launched in '77,
Yep.
and it exited the known solar system in 2018.
18?
I remember
So
when
it took it
left.
40
I remember when it
years.
left.
So it took it 40 plus years to exit the solar
But-
system.
Isn't it just running on straight, like, no gas? It doesn't have anything. It's just flying. The sucker's just floating through
Yeah,
space
little
just
newtons.
as fast as...
I mean, once you get to a certain speed and there's nothing stopping it, it continues that speed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no air resistance in space. So once you get it rolling,
If it goes close enough to another planet or something like that, the gravity will send it in another direction, I guess. But,
or pull it down,
yeah, that's true.
depending on what it
Right.
does.
What does that have to say, Hunter? Anything spicy?
It flew by Jupiter in 79, Saturn in 80.
So it took 2
See-
years to get to Jupiter.
See, that's
And it was launched in, you said 77?
that's my favorite fun fact about how everyone thinks like all the planets are evenly spaced.
Mm-mm.
No.
They're drastically far
There's-
apart.
it's crazy. I always think of like, oh, like Uranus and Neptune are like next to each other. They're not.
And Pluto is
How far away is
Pluto's
Mars?
out there.
Like,
Venus is
how long
closer,
would it
if you're
take us to
wondering.
get to Mars? How far away is...
See, I always heard that it was like 3 months
It might be 3 months.
or 5 months.
165 million miles. Oh, wait. Why does it say that?
Moon's
The
3
minimum
months.
distance.
You said that
how long did it take Voyager to get to Mars? That's,
Voyager didn't pass Mars. Scrub.
I guess you're right.
Wrong way.
It depends on.
Yeah, you're right. Just kidding.
According to NASA, one-way trip would take about 9 months.
About a year.
Okay.
If all like a round trip's 21 months estimate from NASA.
Interesting.
2 years.
You
That's
could
mad.
you could find somebody to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably.
So, but coming back, like, how much time has elapsed on Earth as opposed.
Hey, you're getting
The
easy.
same.
You see what I'm getting at?
The same. All right. There's.
It's relative. It's relative to Earth. So the same amount of time has lapsed on Earth.
Yeah. Time is
Alright.
relative to our Earth, obviously, because that's the only place
Oh,
we've
I guess
been.
you're right.
But
So if a
like
year,
when you
a
were
year of
thinking
Mars,
Interstellar right there, that planet he was on was so big,
gravity.
the gravity changed that much.
Oh,
The
okay.
gravity was not like Earth and Mars are like similar enough in size.
There's like a theory that has not been proven or anything. I wouldn't call it a theory, hypothesis that incredible amounts of gravity will change time. I don't know how. I have no idea.
Or
but
your
that's-
perception of time, I guess would be.
No, like
change.
Oh, change time.
Makes-
Okay.
Exactly like Interstellar.
Okay.
Where the dude was down there every 10 seconds was like a year or something.
mhm.
Whatever craziness that was. Wow, that's a good movie.
they have,
Matthew
but they have
McConaughey.
no idea. It's to do with it's also to do with speed. That is a thing. The faster you go,
With the rotation of whatever
The
planet.
faster you go, the
slower time moves. Is that what it is, or is it faster times move? I think it's slower.
No, does time stop when you hit the speed of light?
I don't know.
So,
but
all right, you want to hear
No,
some
no, no, no.
bullshit?
There's a thing. It doesn't matter. It's not your channel.
Yeah, you're right. You want to hear some bullshit? You can't go faster than speed of light.
You
Why?
can't. Well, we just don't know.
Yeah, the speed of smell is not fast enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's they did this like someone on the ground versus someone in an airplane. If the watches are exact right when the airplane takes off and the airplane comes back around the Earth,
I've heard about that
the
theory.
time's different. No, it's not a theory anymore because that's something we can prove. Their clocks are different. I think the person on the plane clock is slow. Maybe.
Well,
Really?
depends on where you like.
It
you
is.
pass,
It is so unbelievably small though. It's not like it doesn't affect
It
us
doesn't
at
affect
all.
people.
But then also pretty much like if you cross international date line and then turn around and go back across.
Ah,
No, it's
Then you're
stopwatch.
just a time traveler.
Oh, okay, on
It's
stopwatch.
a stopwatch,
Okay, just
and
kidding.
it's like 0.0005 seconds
couldn't that just
off.
be an error in the watch manufacturer?
I mean, yeah, but this is a scientific study, so they probably did it like a billion
with a
times.
bunch of watches. Yeah.
A bunch of watches and only one flight.
Because I remember we talked about it in physics and with our lovely teacher, and I was like, "Listen, man, I don't understand this at all." He's like, "All right. When you're moving," then he kind of stopped. So I was like, "Listen, man, I don't know either. This is what they taught me.
This is
All
what the
right.
man said.
All right, I didn't do the study. Shut up.
Just accept it.
Just accept it. We're doing. This is a 2D physics class. Shut up." It is cool to think about though. Weird in a way. Makes me kind of sad because it's like there's so much we don't know.
It makes you realize how like irrelevant you are.
Mm.
Oh,
like in the grand scheme of everything else.
Yeah.
my
I mean-
astronomy.
I didn't need it to make. me
Yeah.
feel
Well, no, I'm
relevant.
just
I already
saying, like it makes you
pretty
feel like that small when you get. Well, speaking of small, come on, kid.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
My first class, my astronomy class, was that. It was like, all right, here's a like if you put like everything on the calendar, history of the universe, you are 12 seconds on December 30th, and you just died. All of human history. It's like that's cool. Thanks.
Just let her go.
Let her go. Drop her. Kick her. Whatever.
Break a leg,
Yeah,
right?
break a leg.
Snap it right in half.
Susie, can you believe that?
I bet she can.
It only happened twice.
You broke her leg twice.
I
Yeah,
didn't
the
break it
third
the
time's
second
not-
So
time.
that's
broke
I
it
don't
the
see. I don't
first
believe
time.
that. You dropped a cat. That cat you just saw. You dropped it and broke her leg. A cat.
You just hang on and wishbone her. Pow.
No, I just.
Just you trying to like catch her as she fell and snap.
No, like she.
Like
she
her
went- she went
impacting the
very
ground broke her leg.
Yeah, she was like trying to fight me though. Like I
So
grabbed her
Okay.
and she was like throwing a fit
She laying on her leg.
and she like did something weird to it. I don't-
See, what I had in mind was like she was trying to get away from you, and you
I had
just
her
like
by one hand.
yeah, no, but like I imagined her like falling, you just grabbing her leg, and then that sudden stop. That's
No,
how
I didn't get
when
to
you
grab her at
when you
all.
explained it when you talked about it, that's what I had in my
No,
head.
I
Story
picked her
changes
up.
every time you ask about it. Huh.
It is
It
weird.
It is changing a
Yeah.
lot. It is changing.
That does remind me of the time I got my concussion. I was
You
like,
got a concussion?
yeah, it's like third grade,
Ricky was a little concussed there for a little bit.
and
It explains a
still,
lot.
Still concussed to this day. But seriously, like, I was on a swing, and I was like, we had just got one of our cats, and they were like super young, and I was like, sitting on the swing, petting that cat, and Dave here starts the lawnmower like 20 feet from me, something like that. Scares the cat, so the cat like runs. I was holding it, and it runs like over me, and I fall, hit my head on the
Flip
ground.
backwards.
Flip backwards, hit the ground. It hurt a lot.
Just a little.
Then starts to throw up. Can't remember his name. Crazy stuff.
Mm.
Wait,
Sweet stuff.
really?
That was later, but I was like laying on the couch, and I was like, "Mom's like, you alright?" I was like, "I don't feel alright." I was in the
No.
hospital.
He
I was
pulls
like,
a stick.
it's
Why
like-
is it spinning?
it's like I think
Why is
maybe
the
later,
TV spinning?
but like I just remember it hurting a lot because like when I hit my back of my head, it makes your brain go in the front of your head. So like my brain hit the front of my head, which that's actually how I got my concussion.
Yeah.
And like mom's like, all right, we're just gonna go to Radford, whatever. Gosh, it ruined my Saturday.
ER bill.
Yeah. So like
Ruin any plans to buy anything.
But while we're going to the hospital, like I'm like about to fall asleep.
That's the worst thing you do on a concussion.
Yeah, and that's what mom said. So like I had to like tell mom stories like mom's like, "Mom, tell me Little Red Riding Hood." I was like, "Gosh!" And I was so young, I didn't know what mom was doing. So I was like, she goes this, blow her house down, whatever. I don't care.
Little Red Riding Hood.
And like but my brain's smart. We get to the ER, and like we're doing check-in and stuff, and I just start throwing up everywhere, which is what you want to do, because that gets you immediate help. They hate.
That's
It
true.
does get
They
you.
hate.
You better start bleeding.
Yes. Like they hate like clean. If you have to make them clean up, they hate that. So I throw up all over the reception's desk,
Ooh.
on the floor. They give me a bag and it's like, "What day is it?" I think it was Thursday, and me being like
Marlon,
6
I
or
couldn't
something.
remember it then, but I know it now.
But like it was like the thing is, when I was 6, I always got Tuesdays and Thursdays mixed up. It was like what days?
Went
like,
from Marlon
Tuesday,
being 6
maybe?
to in 3rd grade back to being 6.
Out. 3rd grade, you're 9, so I was
Math hard.
yes, yes. I was 9. I was 9.
Talk about me switching my stories up.
Yeah, but he had a concussion.
I mean,
I'm not sure that he doesn't remember it correctly.
Yeah.
It's fair for it to be a little
Nah.
blurry.
Concussions suck.
That's
you
also
ever
the
had-
only part
I've
I
had
remember.
4.
What?
Oh my
Yeah,
How are you-
they-
how are you not dead?
I don't know.
It just
I've had
kills
quite
you
a
at some
few of
point.
them. I've had quite a few, all out of high
From
school.
And the
Why?
pieces.
All
fall
out of high
together.
school.
All out of high school. All within like,
We've only been out of
The
high
past
school.
like 3 years, 4 years.
yeah. I haven't had one in probably
Well,
about
the
a year
first
and a
one,
half
the
now.
cow kicked me. The second
No,
one.
the first one's the one that hurt the worst. I was hunting with
after the first one,
They all
it
just
was all good.
no.
It was all good after that.
your nerves are messed up. Something about
You're used to it.
Yeah.
Now the first one was the worst one. I was hunting with my cousin, and we were bow hunting. I had my climbing stand on my back.
Fall out of a tree.
We're climbing. We're coming back across the creek, back to the truck. It's like probably 8:00 at night during bow season. It was dark, and we're just wading across the creek. And I'm wearing muck boots, and I stepped into a hole because I couldn't see real well. So my boot just fills up with water and it pulls me under. So I fall backwards into the creek, and I hit my head on the stand, the big metal stand that's hanging up right here. I slammed my head against that, and when I hit my head, the stand itself got wedged in the rocks of the creek.
Oh,
And
so
my
you
cousin,
just stuck
so
there.
I'm sitting there totally submerged, head pounding, sucking in water, drowning, and my cousin comes up and pulls me out at the last second.
You dumbass.
I'm
What's
sitting-
wrong with you?
I'm sitting there.
Now we gotta stop hunting.
Yeah, which,
I hope you're happy.
so I'm sitting there like just spitting up water, and he's like, "What's your name?" And I don't even know what I said. I like
My name's Hank Williams.
it felt like it, but then I
Where's
hung
my
out
Cadillac?
at his in-laws' hunting cabin for a little bit. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good. I'll drive home." Drive from Fort Chiswell back to Radford, and go hang out with a bunch of other friends and do what we normally do on a weekend.
Hey, you
Wake
sure
up-
wasn't that?
No, it gets better. It gets
Coleman,
better.
you were by yourself in that room the entire time. You weren't hanging out with your friends.
No. Get up the next morning, head pounding, throwing up, sick, feel terrible. Well, I just assumed I was hungover. I knew my head hurt,
Doing
but
what
I
he was
just
doing with friends.
so I assumed I was hungover. Went to class like on the Monday, and tried to read
Coughing up blood.
and start just and I run the bathroom.
This hangover's terrible.
Yeah, and I try to read because in my criminology class we had to read out loud. I couldn't do it, so I just like run to the bathroom, throw up, and just leave class. Call my family doctor and show up, and he's like, "Yeah, you had a very serious concussion, and you've been extremely dehydrated." I was like, I know the dehydration came from.
Quality.
But yeah, that one was the
Do you
worst.
think it's
one.
correlated with all the beer I was drinking?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, the
Before
worst.
and after my concussion?
Yeah, he's like, the worst thing you could have done was sleep and drink after a concussion. So, well, did both. I was like, oops.
So like, what do you do for a concussion? Like, what's the treatment? Hang out, not drink beer.
Not drink. You're not really supposed to. Anything that will like stimulate your brain. I don't think you're really.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not really supposed to do a whole
That's
lot.
a good question. I have no idea.
Like, but what do they do for you at the like? If gets concussion, goes to the hospital.
They probably pump you with like, I'm assuming like anti-seizure medicines, like just like what Colvin just said, just make your brain numb for a while. Would that make sense? That makes
I would
sense, right?
I would think
That
so
would make
because when I was
sense.
Anti-inflammatory stuff.
yeah
Because your head's gonna be in, I guess.
So you take
Swollen.
some ibuprofen, you lay down, you just stay awake.
because I didn't like I was told not to do like my schoolwork for like a solid like week just because of the
Nice.
reading
Colvin
and
said,
stuff like that.
Don't worry about that one.
Not gonna do it anyway.
It's like, can we add like another week? Can we add another week?
Yeah,
What do anybody know? It's like,
my professor fought me tooth and nail for that one. He was
Yeah.
like, "Well, back in my day," and I was like, "Yeah."
so back in your day, you had lead in your. Hey, shut up! You
yeah, this dude was
know what that explains a lot.
this dude was a Vietnam vet, and he didn't care. He was like, he said, "No, you know what I did when I was your age?" I was like, "What?" He was, "I was manning an M60 on a gunboat." He said, "I don't care about your concussion."
Oof.
I was like, "All right, cool."
Fair point.
I said the stuff will be turned in next week. I don't really care.
Fair point. Well, we can solve that if you give me an M60. Maybe we can.
Yeah, I know.
You put me on it with an M60 on a gunboat, just not in Vietnam. Anywhere but there.
That's right.
Downtown Virginia.
Hey, Roanoke, here we come.
Sir, this is the pre-1968 bill or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Where it's hard.
Pre-NFA.
Jeez,
I had a
Clinton.
friend. So you know, like when you go like high school sports, you have to sign like that concussion form.
Oh yeah.
Well, one of my
I don't
friends.
remember.
One of my friends didn't like sign that form, and he just so happened to get a concussion. The only guy to ever get a concussion on the soccer team got one, and like he like the coach like chewed him out for like an hour because like he could have gotten fired because like or sued actually because like a concussion form like wasn't filled out and stuff. Basically saying the concussion form is basically saying that if someone gets a concussion by playing sports, don't sue me.
Oh yeah, the catch-all.
The school is
like,
not reliable.
I'm
The
not
school-
liable.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
contracts that don't hold ground in Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
not
to scare
liable
people.
from anything.
Yeah, but like he didn't sign that one, and he got concussion, and we had to run for it. It was ironic, but yeah.
Yeah, but stuff like that's stupid.
Oh,
Like,
no,
stuff
it
like that
is.
doesn't even matter. Like you could sign your name and put a date whenever the hell you want. What stuff like? You would never do that. But
But like those forms, like those anti-suing forms, like Hunter just said, they don't
Yeah.
mean anything. They're just to scare you to say, "Oh, I can't sue. I signed a form,"
Mm.
which works.
Make you think you can't do it.
Yeah.
Which works a lot.
Yeah. That's why everybody does it.
Yeah.
Like we've even heard where insurance companies require you to do it, and they're like, "Yeah, we understand." You're like, "You know this doesn't mean anything." And the insurance is like, "Yeah, we know, but in order for us to be under law, you have to give this to your people, or you have to get people to sign it."
scare tactics.
We know it
should
doesn't
be
matter,
illegal.
but you still
Should
have to
be
do
illegal.
it. I thought that was crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. What you're talking
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Like insurance
about.
companies.
We
will tell
recently
people-
sat in on a meeting.
like they'll tell people you have to give this form out or else we will not insure you, even though we understand the form does not hold any ground. It's part of our policy.
just-
that
And
you
they will
give
fight
out.
you
People
to
are-
the grave.
People are less likely to sue.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you go to a trampoline place and you're like, I'm not going to sue for you not taking care of your trampolines when it breaks and kills me.
Exactly.
Okay. You know?
I've never been like a big fan of those like trampoline places. They
They're
just
pretty
seem
fun.
like
They're fine for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's
then,
what Gary said.
then once you start
Don't
breaking
hold
a
it-
sweat, it's
yeah.
like, all right, cool, I'm done.
I'm the same way. Like, oh, this is cool.
Then that's it.
The only fun part is the side where it's got the dodgeball. Now that's
I
not
like
too
the
bad.
basketball.
Well, okay, I could do that, but I think the dodgeball side's not too
guy
bad.
too.
Yep. Biggest downfall is the children, as in with most things.
Dude, it's moving
Oh,
targets.
Yes.
if you're on the dodgeball side, it's just moving targets.
Free game.
Isn't that what Dave and Buster's is? Is that Dave
Dave and Buster's is an arcade for
They're
adults,
arcades.
essentially.
Okay.
Arcade that serves beer.
Yeah, it's basically an
You ever been
adult's
there?
arcade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sevenral times.
You never been to Dave and Buster's?
This
You never been to
I
Dave and
haven't either.
Buster's?
I don't even know
Oh
where
man,
We don't have we're not cool. We're not cool.
I never went to Chuck E. Cheese either. So.
Me neither. Yeah.
I think I went once
I think
and
I've
it was
been
terrible.
Like once. But yeah, Dave and Buster's is pretty cool. I mean, it costs you.
The food's all right.
Is it
It's
expensive?
Yeah.
By the time you do everything, like if you just went there and ate and had a beer, maybe not. I'm just gonna be like going to a restaurant, but
If
you're
you
paying to play arcade games, so
I bet if you get like the entire experience, the beer, the food, the arcade, you
It's gonna
stay
be
there for 2
expensive.
hours.
yeah.
It's probably more expensive than going like NRV Super
And
Bowl.
then you're not gonna be playing skee ball one brew deep. You know, you're
But-
like you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're staying there for 3 or 4 hours, you're gonna.
But their
buy
games are
several
like.
and-
Last time I went to one, it had a bunch of like Star Wars games and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
have
that.
all
Like it's
kinds
a
of
whole
stuff.
bunch of like first person shooters and that kind of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff.
I've never been.
It's pretty neat.
I'm
Is there one
assuming
in
it's
Roanoke?
not.
no,
I don't think so.
no.
I've never been like an arcade guy because they just try to bone you all the time. It just
Well,
kind of
duh.
ruins the
Mhm.
fun.
I went to one in Charlotte, and I think it was right when the Star Wars movies started coming back out. But there was a Star Wars game, like you had a little pod you sat in, and you had control of an X-wing,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and it was
Sounds
pretty neat.
Quality content.
It was pretty slick.
So Marlon, when we go to go on the beach trip, we playing putt putt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
No, that was
Take somebody's money.
that was always been on the list.
Why is it? Because it's the only thing on the island other than the house.
It's not.
There's Frosties.
There is Frosty.
There is Frosties and a tiger shark looking for some meat.
Oh, it's all right.
No, I don't know if you thought we were kidding or not.
No, I knew you was
But-
kidding, but you got.
No, we're not.
No,
We
no,
were
no, no.
there.
Speak it up.
No, I'm saying you weren't. I knew you weren't kidding.
All right, honestly, don't tell the girl I'm talking to that's going with us that that happened because like she will probably won't get in the water.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know if I want to get in the water.
I want to get in the water.
And
You
we're
gotta-
going right where it happened.
You got a better chance getting struck by lightning twice than getting bit by a shark.
That is my favorite
And I agree
story.
with that. And
Okay.
I can get behind that. And I'm not scared of the ocean anymore. But last time we were here, they shut the beach down. One person died. One person almost died. And we have a video of a helicopter with a 50 cal on the
that's-
side of it.
So that's so funny because like
We do.
my so basically you don't know. You can look this up. There was at Oak Island, North Carolina. There was 2 shark attacks
Back to back,
like within an hour. It wasn't like shark attack then shark attack. It was like shark attack, like oh my gosh, a shark attack. Let's run over there. You sit there like, well, that's crazy. Then you hear screams on the other side of the alley. Go, oh no.
And it was all right there at the pier we're staying at.
And like
Be
the
alright.
funny thing is like, our father and my father and me, we were walking on the beach when like the second one or first one happened. Not at, like we were walking on the beach and then we see a crowd of people and we're like, huh, that's weird. And we just walk back into the.
Why is the water red?
It wasn't that. It was just like it was like a little far off distance. and there was,
Marlon had a shark hit him one time.
oh yeah.
Well, sharks are everywhere. They just
Yeah, it
usually
was-
don't bite.
It wasn't
you.
like it wasn't a big boy shark.
We had a
Dad
lifeguard.
grabbed his ass and pulled him out.
Come here,
I
boy.
was 5.
It hit you though. It's still crazy.
It was like a sand shark. It was.
We had a lifeguard at Myrtle Beach tell us one time that, like in that area, it's North South Carolina, that there's 100% chance within a 25-yard radius of you, there's a shark.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're everywhere. You can't see them,
Yeah, it's like
and they're not gonna bite you.
it's like being scared to go outside because there's black widows in the
Yeah.
grass. Like,
Yeah.
are there black widows in the grass? Oh, probably not the grass. But are there black widows like right outside Dave's doorway somewhere?
100%.
Probably, 100%. But you know,
What you gonna do about it?
yeah, I'm
Or
more
getting in your
scared
vehicle every morning. Like,
fighting that chicken, man.
yeah, that's true.
And like honestly, I'm more scared of the drive there to the beach than I am the ocean because car accidents happen far more
I'm
often
not.
than shark attacks.
I'm excited for Southport.
Oh yeah, me too. Walking around.
You can appreciate the bouginess now.
I mean I like that island. Like,
I've
I
never
don't-
been there.
It's nice.
Man.
Hunter just hates anything that's on the East Coast.
I
No,
get
I hate
get
the
it. I get
beach.
why you hate it because you've been a billion times, but like
And I've been
I
to places
haven't.
that are way better.
yeah, like and I haven't. So like this is
Yeah, it wouldn't have cost as much as we paid for that.
By the time you
I
got
don't know.
there
I think
and
it
all that
would've.
kind of stuff.
So if you went to Cancun, you could have done it for the same price, easy.
yeah. What about
Going
Popeye?
going to Clearwater
Now he
somewhere,
speaks up.
like then you more than likely have to get a rental car and a bunch of stuff, and then all that's what adds up. But get to Cancun, it'd be a flight, and then the resorts are pretty cheap. If you tried to get like a massive house, probably not. No.
Look at the
But
house.
we could
House
have
looks
also done
fine.
this trip a lot cheaper had we not got a massive house that was beach.
But
So-
bang
We do
bang
have
for
a
buck.
beach. We do have a
Are all
house.
the beds taken? I have no idea. Like all the beds like accounted for as of
Yeah.
now.
At the
As
As
moment,
of
yeah.
right now, all the beds are accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anybody else that comes, somebody sleeping on a couch,
Mm-hmm.
or just having an awkward roommate.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know because I saw it was like 12. Like sleeps 12.
It does.
It always says that too, but a lot of times it's counting
It
sofa
doubles.
couches, and it's also counting anything
Well,
that's
it's
not.
counting-
It's counting 2 people per bed.
Heck, I'd hang a hammock on that back porch and just sleep outside.
Well, like,
Front porch.
I didn't know who.
no, the
who all
porch
was-
facing the ocean. Is that,
Oh,
What?
I was
that's,
the-
that's a good question. Is that the front or the back?
with your
that's the. Well, I don't know.
yeah, you
listen.
thought about
Whoa, no, so not,
Alright,
not
hey.
actually being on the
That's a
property.
great question.
First
But-
of all, I've always heard hard time from the front or the back. Like that is, and like she'll yell at me all the time. It's like it's the same. I don't care. Whatever. But
But I guess if it's where the main entry point, if that's the back.
you would think that the main entry point's the back, but I mean, apparently.
But if
it's
you're
not.
like-
I
So if
feel
the
like
house-
the facade of the house, the pretty side of the house,
That's true,
is on
is
the,
the
beach,
beach.
side.
That's true.
That's true. No,
So
pretty
if like
sad.
say right here's the ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the house, but you pull in the driveway issues like right here. You pull in here, and is there another
I
door
love
going in
talking
that
about a
side?
house that people can't see.
Yeah, well,
Well, I mean, heck. you
No,
know.
I think it is in the front. If it,
But I mean, that's like a general question. Like beach houses or lake
If it's
houses,
only got
is
one
the
porch.
front the part facing the lake or the beach?
I think this is a very
I-
pointless question.
I think it is a pointless
I would
question,
say
but
yes.
I would say yes too.
yeah.
All right, so the porch.
so
I would
The front porch.
the porch. I would just hang a hammock and sleep and be
Yeah,
totally
you
content.
said that in the group chat. Like,
And no one say
is
anything.
there
It's
a
not gonna be that
back
bad.
porch? I was like,
Hammock's pretty comfortable.
get your Ninu.
Mosquito
But yeah,
net.
there's plenty of space. We could bring more people. They just
Yeah.
So, like I
Double up.
said, it's somebody else that's sleeping in a double, comfortable sleeping with 2 people, which I feel like most of the clique would be. But
Yeah.
The guy,
That'd probably
even
be
the guy, if
fine.
I want to buy, he would have to bring his girlfriend, and that's just like, whatever.
you guys can sleep in the same room.
Nope.
Sure.
No, I'm gonna be way too busy.
But yeah, I mean, it should.
I'm looking forward to the beach trip, even
be
if it's really late. Are
Turn right back around and go to Utah.
we gonna have a winter trip? I don't know.
I enjoy the winter trips better than I do the summer trips.
Hope this if we go back to Gallenberg or something next winter
No.
or next
We're
time.
going back to Gatlinburg. We're talking a winter trip,
All right, so
That's
fall trip,
It's-
late fall
It's
trip.
how the Halloween.
yeah.
trip.
Gatlinburg, I would say, is the winter trip because it's always in January.
yeah, like you swing out over a weekend.
The Halloween trip, I think.
Halloween,
The
yeah.
Halloween
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited that Jared's gonna be local again.
That
Not
means
that-
we can
yeah, but
kidnap him.
Yeah, we
not that he'll do anything.
We can just kidnap him.
So there's this thing that they used to do to one of my friends in high school where he would always say no to parties. So they would just go get in a car, go to his house, say, "Hey, Mrs. B, yeah, we're here for him. It'll be a second, trust me." They'd go to his room. She'd be like, "All right, just bring him back." Like his mom was down for it. It's like, "Just bring him back by 11." It's like, "Will do." They went to his room, picked him up, took him to his cars. They went to parties and stuff to touch on with Jared. It's like, well, it's like tell Jared's girlfriend or future wife, like, "Hey, don't tell Jared, but we're gonna be there in an hour. Make sure he's dressed.
We've already- we've
Tell him to put some shocks shoes on just for fun." We go
Here,
up there,
try these
we
on.
steal 'em, we throw them in the car, we run away.
Yeah, we've already asked, and he was like no
I gotta study.
for the October
Oh
trip.
yeah.
He was like no.
Well, you're talking about something before that, but he
Yeah,
started
I knew he was
studying
gonna say
then,
that.
too.
He was like, "No, I'm working."
No, it'll be like that. His excuse for moving home was, I want to be close to you guys so we can hang out more. With
No,
you."
his excuse was so he could spend one day at Smith Mountain Lake. That's his real excuse.
True, man does love us.
He lives close enough that he can go on Saturday and then work Sunday through Friday,
Man's dedicated
Or-
to his work.
or go Sunday and work Monday through Saturday.
There's nothing wrong with being, loving your job and stuff.
And
I got
being
paid
the
as much as hell, I
absolute
would too.
best there ever was.
Yeah. But it is, I don't know. Think hard. I gotta. Speaking of, I have a interview tomorrow with a company. A little excited for.
Where?
a manufacturer.
Is it local?
This is gonna be
Yeah.
out afterwards, so
Yeah.
if they somehow stumble upon it.
Well, it's just like overall, but like it's local, in Dublin,
Cool.
and well, I get it, probably not, but
Is it
I
the
wanna try.
company in Dublin?
a what?
The company?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
got you.
You probably
Yeah.
have it.
Well, I am
Probably.
local. I feel like that's gonna help me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Saying
That
like I
helps
was
you a
from
lot.
there, I was like, hey, shoot fire, man. You know Tommy? Why the shoot fire? I got. It's like, shoot. You dip long cut. Sheesh.
Copenhagen Wintergreen.
I'm
Yeah,
winter
buddy.
green. I'm winter green stuff myself. You
Man.
dip skull. Shoot fire. You know that? Yeah.
Well,
There's cats in the background. They just
I
add
know.
the information.
Yeah, but nobody can see them.
Ugh,
Anyway.
that's sad.
I say we wrap it. We've been a good
Why
little
would you?
first.
All right.
Yeah, we're
On
That's it.
that note,
on that note, we'll conclude it. Make sure to hit the
Subscribe.
like and subscribe button if you haven't
New
already.
channel.
Tell your friends, tell your family, and we appreciate all y'all's support because you guys are what keeps the channel going. We'll see y'all in the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.
Peace.